the energy between you and the potential outcome. So Spirit, we're going to have a look for the viewer and the person that the viewer is thinking about. May we please look at the energy between them? The energy between them, please. And I apologize, the other day I said I was going to reopen readings. I hadn't, because I've actually had bronchitis, so this is my first day back to work. We have the beautiful Knight of Cups, a very romantic card when it comes to the energy between you. Let's have a look at the potential outcome, Spirit. For the viewer and this person, may we look at the potential outcome. And then also just a reminder of the mentorship program that is happening over in the UK in February. So if you know that you've got spiritual gifts but you're not sure about how to bring them into a tangible business or aligned service, then this mentorship is very much for you. So we're going to be working in a beautiful English manor, and this is going to be a working hands-on to build your brand and to craft your message and to bring your soul work into form. So VIP is almost full, and there are a few general tickets that are remaining, and you can apply through the link in my bio. We have got the Emperor as being the potential outcome. This is quite wonderful. Now, as I mentioned, the Knight of Cups is actually one of the most romantic cards of the deck, so there's no doubt about it. There are a lot of emotions between the both of you. Now, this particular card reminds me of the Knights of the Round Table. He is dressed up completely in his armory, and he's holding this cup, and for some reason it's really giving me the vibes of the Holy Grail. So it's an interesting pairing and messaging that I'm seeing come through. First of all, I'm picking up on the Knights of the Round Table, which is talking about the Arthurian legend, and then we have the Holy Grail, which of course, as you know, is the cup that was used by Christ at the Last Supper. So the Grail is the ultimate goal of the Knights, not just a relic, but in a spiritual state. And it was said that only the pure of the heart or divinely chosen could ever attain or even see it. And there was often a journey to try and find it, the Holy Grail, and it was filled with trials that purified and tested the knight's inner worth. So when I put that information together to look at the energy between the both of you, of course, romance comes to mind, but this could be a romantic feeling that feels almost mythical, or something that feels highly destined or spiritually significant. So one or both of you might be taking on the role of Grail seeker, as it were, pursuing not just the romance, but something that feels very sacred, something very soul deep. And it's also suggesting that this relationship could have been testing your heart, your purity of intention, or your emotional courage, much like the tests that the Arthurian knights had to experience. I suppose in modern spiritual language, this card can signify a divine counterpart energy, where the connection is not just about the affection, but there's also something to do with a transformation, a relationship that is leading you back to your own Holy Grail within. The fact that the horse in this card is not just a horse, it's actually a unicorn, adds to that feeling of mythology, really doubling down on that message of being pure of heart. So if I was to summarize the energy between you, then yes, of course, it has the love, it has unconditional love, I would say. And I would say that it's had its ups and downs, it's had its challenges, but it's also deeply meaningful. The both of you might recognize that there is huge spiritual significance in this connection. There also could be an age gap difference between the both of you. The Knight of Cups often talks about someone who is much younger. So adventures and healing and unconditional love and purity and a spiritual connection, all of these words could talk about the energy that the both of you experience together. Now, when it comes to the potential outcome, I'm actually going to pull a secondary card here. The Ace of Cups, literally the Holy Grail of love within this. So it's interesting because I had spoken about this Knight of Cups, and about their initiations, the journey that they would go on. Now, when we come to the Emperor and this Ace of Cups, it seems to talk about the culmination of the journey. And it definitely talks about evolution, it talks about initiation, and it talks about mastery. So this Knight of Cups, the romantic seeker, like the Knights of Avalon, who was gallant and idealistic and in pursuit of something sacred. And then the Ace of Cups is that sacred thing, which does talk about unconditional love, true unconditional love. And I know it's a word that we hear quite frequently, but it's not something that many of us get to truly experience. This is that purity. This is love for self and love for others. And we can see we have this little white dove up here, and that's very much symbolic of peace. So there's this internal sense of peace. And it feels like the message here is that in order to receive this cup and hold it fully, one must become the Emperor. So the Emperor is no longer this seeker. This is someone who has graduated. And if you look closely at the throne, you can see that they've got these 4 ram skulls. And to me, it feels like they're almost trophies. They're like those hard-won symbols for each of the tests or the trials that have been passed. And he's really become capable of holding the space for something real and grounded, and that's this lasting love. So again, going back to this white dove, it brings in this final blessing, that peace and that spiritual alignment. So together, these cards, they do certainly talk about the potential for a union. The Emperor is often known as the husband or the father within tarot. So it's certainly talking about the potential of this dynamic maturing into something significant. So whether the Emperor here is representing you and the tribulations that you faced and the tests that you've endured and the mastery that you now embody, or whether this is pointing to your counterpart, what is undeniable is that the energy here is of pure integration. To me, it feels like pure embodiment. Now, the Emperor is often known as the divine masculine, stable and wise and grounded. But did you know that the Ace of Cups, which I like to call the Holy Grail of the tarot, is often representing the divine feminine, the sacred container of that unconditional love and intuition and healing. So maybe there's a deeper message in this outcome, that it's not just speaking about union with somebody else, but also union within yourself. This blending of masculine strength and feminine receptivity. So that seems to be the message that is coming through. Give me a couple more days until my voice is less scratchy, and then I will reopen for readings again.